Hey, it's Kim. You'll have to excuse my mess going on here. I was in the middle of a sewing project, and I hand sew everything at this point because I don't have my sewing machine at my apartment yet. So I wanted to start out by telling you a little bit of the basics in my sewing box, and I think every girl should have a sewing box, even if you aren't the type that sews. You can get them in small, medium, or large. So I got about mid-size. You can get them a lot bigger than this. And yeah, I'm on my bed. You can get them a lot smaller than that too, and you can get all sorts of cute things. I pretty much just went with the basics. Pin cushion like this that you can get dressed form pin cushions. Sorry, I lost my tongue today. I think this is a sharpener. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since my mom shared all the boring details of sewing with me. You don't need all the boring stuff to get into it. Yeah, it comes with a pin cushion up in the top. And up there I keep a safety pin. And this thing is handy for when you need to. I think I showed in a previous video a skirt that I made into my size. And what I did was, and see, I have extra elastic here. This is hard to hold and show. Basically, you run it through like that, and then you close it, and then you use the safety pin as your guide, kind of fishing it through the casing for the elastic. So that's a tool that you'll want a lot. This elastic, this is like the no-roll kind, and it is, I got the thickest one I could find without being goofy looking thick. I think this is 3/4 inch by 3 yards. I don't know, it looks like an inch, but like I said, I got it kind of thick without it being weird. And I keep a stock of that all the time. You never know when I'm going to find a skirt to break down or find a tutorial that requires elastic for something. And I do. I have a serious problem with going to my school and looking up sewing tutorials. This is not getting organized until after the video. Sewing tutorials, and then they're in my books. I showed you my books in the living room. I'm going to sound a little weird in this video. I do not participate in illegal drugs, but I am prescribed some medication that can make me a little wonky at the end of the day. And I took it hoping to go to sleep early, and it didn't exactly do that for me. It just makes me feel all, ooh. I recommend, a lot of people say start out with black and white thread. I suggest you have white and blue thread. There is not much. This is navy blue, if you can't see it. This, you work with all your denims. And how many times do you have a pair of jeans that you need to patch up or sew that little tear or whatever on them? You need navy blue, not black. And this white, you need that for making little, you're going to use white more than anything, I think. Sewing buttons back in place, making little pin cushions. They're real good for even like if you have a print dress or something that you need to rehem, the white will help you do that. And then, because I'm weird, I went and got, at the Dollar Tree, can you tell I love that store? They have the little sewing kits with all these itty-bitty little ones. And since I do most of my sewing by hand, I don't know if you can use these on a machine or not. I've never been able to. But having these other different colors on hand at a relatively cheap price has come in handy on more than one occasion. I do use a lot of black. But mostly for things like my winter coat and such, where it would, I don't know. I wanted to show you these scissors and these scissors. Do I have two pairs of scissors for sewing? No. And here's the reason why. These scissors I cut with paper. Once you start cutting paper with your scissors, they're not going to cut a straight line on fabric at all. You take your cloth scissors, and you can even hear that. It's a different sound. This is much stickier sounding, and you can feel it in the, but this is more smooth. If you use your cloth scissors only for cloth and only for things like yarn or thread, they will never fail you. They will always cut a straight line, and you'll be so happy that you kept these two separate. And I wish I had more pairs of scissors lying around the house, because you need them for everything. My first project that I did upon moving into this apartment, because I had to kind of restart getting everything when I moved in. And I made a skirt, one of the ones that I showed you. And I didn't have pins to hold it together. And man, that was so hard. It took me 4 hours to sew that by hand. And according to my granny, who told me how to do it, it should have only taken 20 minutes. Sewing with an old-fashioned treadle machine, 20 minutes. So I should have been able to hook that up in 1 hour hand sewing, but because I didn't have these at the time, and these are like $1 at the sewing store. I mean, if you know what you're looking for, I don't think this is one of those things that you can go, oh, I have to have the expensive version. These are nickel-plated steel. My mom, when I was growing up, had some that were like rusty, and we ended up throwing them away. But in the end, if you keep them in a box like this, and these came in this box, but if you keep them in a box like this, you really shouldn't have to worry about them getting rusty in there. So it shouldn't really matter what they're made out of. This tool matters. I got mine pink because I love pink. Well, purple is my favorite color, but I love pink too. My kid got me into that. And my boyfriend too. He likes pink. But he won't wear it on himself, so he gets me pink things. But I'm going to have to wrap this up real fast and start again on part 2, because my phone is being weird. So blessed be. See you in a few.